Are you ready?
Yeah, sorry.
Gosh dang. You constantly play
Hold
games.
on. Oh, wait. Pause. Okay.
All right, what is up, everyone? Thank you so much for checking out our brand new episode of Small Town Cinema. As always, I'm your host, Johnny,
I'm Randy.
and today's movie is The Long Walk.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I just got back from a parade, and it is hot as you know what. And I had to wear.
It's as hot as a firecracker.
Ah!
Happy 4th of July.
Yes, 250 years of freedom.
Amen.
So, first off, we both just want to say to all of our men and women who have served in the past and the present, who gave their lives for this country, freedom's not free.
For sure.
And I know the world is so divided right now, but look at the freedom we do have. And I just want to say, God bless each and every one of you.
Absolutely.
No matter who you voted for, no matter what side, left or right, whatever they want to say.
Middle.
Yeah, we're all human beings.
I guess middle would be libertarian. Are they libertarian? Middle?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Independence?
But see, that's the main part of the sandwich.
It's like a circle.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, it ain't.
Actually, it's like a square.
But
Like a
anyway,
triangle.
yeah. But
It's something.
we hope you guys are enjoying your 4th of July. So,
Please, end the day with all your digits.
yeah.
Be careful.
And don't be shooting bottle rockets at each other in the face like some of us used to do back in the day.
But it was fun.
Yeah, we were bored in the 90s.
There was nothing to do.
Yeah, actually, there was stuff to do in the 90s, just not in our small town. So,
Dial-up wasn't as fast as the Wi-Fi is today.
well, some of us had lives back and they didn't have to worry about dial up.
Me too. I had many lives. All different video games. All lives.
See, that's, yeah, you wasn't outside riding bikes, was you?
I couldn't ride a bike till I was like 12 years old.
Why? Because you didn't never try?
Never did.
Well, at least you're honest about it.
I think my first bike was like a $15 banana seat bike. Looked like a Schwinn.
Well, on that note,
Anyway.
but yes, today we are reviewing The Long Walk. It's a film that I have previously watched with my wife, and we both really enjoyed it. And I told Randy, I was like, man, you got to see it. I think you'll dig it. And Randy watched it, a couple days ago?
Mm-hmm.
And normally we don't talk about any of our movies. Like, he don't tell me if he likes it. I don't tell him.
We try to save it for you guys.
Yeah.
So it's a genuine reaction.
And he didn't go into too much detail, but like as soon as he got done watching it, he sent me a text and was like, dude.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, let's just leave it at that.
And then I came over and we just kept talking.
Yeah. So
that's the episode. Appreciate you
yeah.
guys.
So, hit that subscribe button, give us a follow and notifications. So
I'm going back to my game.
you're just going to lose again.
Probably.
But, all right. So this film right here, I'm going to go ahead and go out right off the bat and say that finally we got something new.
And it was a simplistic movie,
Yes.
which is crazy.
The concept of the movie honestly sounds boring. Just there's these boys and there's men and boys walking. They're all different ages.
Yep.
And, you really think about it and be like, well, is that really going to be a good movie? I mean, you're just watching these kids walk.
Yeah.
But they kept it interesting the entire time.
Yeah, there was,
in my opinion.
I don't remember being bored at any point in the movie.
No.
I really don't. And which is crazy because again, the first 15-ish minutes
Yeah.
is them leading up to the walk.
Yeah.
So you don't get a whole lot of backstory, but what I do like about it is later on in the movie, you get the backstory that you need
Yes.
for the ending of the movie.
Yeah.
Which I like, because at least they gave it to you at some point.
Right.
But you get introduced to the main, 4 or 5 characters
Yeah.
at first. You get a quick little snippet of who these guys are, their names, and all this kind of stuff. And then they go into the walk. And it's literally, I think by the end of the movie, they end up walking 300 something miles.
Yeah, it was
Something like that. Over a couple of days.
So if I'm not mistaken, the rules is like they have to be 18 or older, right? Or is it 16 and older?
18. I don't remember if it was like a top out age or not, but you had to at least be 18.
Yeah. And they never, as far as I can remember, and Randy said the same thing, I don't remember them ever actually saying how much money they got. I just know that they would be set.
It was supposed to be like a substantial amount of money.
And they got to request one thing.
They get one wish.
Yes.
And that was, you find out through the movie that is the main goal for this particular walk. Because this is a yearly, like an annual thing that they do this walk. And this year, the main goal of one of the guys, who is Ray, going into the walk was getting his wish.
Yeah.
That was the main goal.
And see, this right here to me proves that not watching a trailer really brings out the best in the movie. Because when I heard about this, it had already been in theaters.
Yeah.
And I didn't know the concept. All I knew was these kids walk and they can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
And it was by Stephen King, I believe. Right?
I think so.
I want to say it was written by Stephen King, but
I'm pretty sure.
we can take a look right here real quick. But no, that's why me and him talk about not watching a lot of trailers, because then you already go in and because they'll spoil stuff and tell you exactly, who's in it, who's going to die, and I hate that stuff, man.
Yeah.
But I don't.
It was directed by Francis Lawrence.
Yes.
Um,
But I thought it was based off of a Stephen
It
King.
may have been based off of a Stephen King book or something.
Mm-hmm. But
Stephen King, it was based on a novel of Stephen King.
oh, okay, I got you. But,
Which a lot of his movies, or most of his movies, are based off of his famous books.
oh yeah, definitely. But I remember when we first started watching it, and Mark Hamill showed up.
Yeah,
and I was shocked. I didn't even know he was in it. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. I didn't even know he was in the movie. Which
wow,
I can't stand Mark Hamill, but I thought he did okay. But
I mean, he didn't
have a major role. Get it?
Get it?
Yeah, there you go.
But see, he was like the main focal point by the end of the movie, as far as the plot.
Yeah.
But you're right. He didn't play like a huge role through the whole movie. I mean, you heard him talking a lot. But,
yeah.
I mean, as far as like screen time, he didn't have a whole lot of screen time.
I will say the dynamic between might as well say the main two characters, Pete.
It was Pete and Ray.
I thought they played off each other very well.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
Like,
really good job.
They did it so good. But, like I said, going into the movie, I didn't know how many people could survive.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert if you have not seen the movie, so here we go. But then once they told the rules in the movie, I was like, oh, it's like The Walking Dead almost, or Sons of Anarchy, I always say. You really start to like a character, and eventually they're going to get popped off.
So it was like, once you found out that only one person can win, and you realize who the two main characters ended up being, you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watched enough movies, you knew what was fixing to happen.
Yes.
You just didn't know how it was going to go. And I ain't going to lie to you, the ending of it threw me off, but we'll get there later.
Yeah.
But not just them two, though, but it was Ray, Pete, Arthur, who they called Art in the movie, Hank,
Gary.
He
was the bully, man.
He was the weird one. Stebbins. They called him Stebbins. He was like the cocky dude. Collie was
Parker.
I believe he was an Indian.
Yeah.
And he was like the very, not really militaristic kind of guy, but he was more serious than any of them.
Yeah.
And then there were other people doing the walk that didn't really play as big a role. I'll tell you, I don't remember the kid's name. I think it might have been, was it Thomas? The dude that broke his ankle?
Oh, yeah,
That was rough. This is what I was telling Johnny, is like the simplicity of the movie with them just walking and having to keep 3 miles an hour was the pace.
Yes.
Could not drop below 3 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But the idea of like, okay, so how it's a Stephen King book, so surely there's got to be something.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought it was going to be as graphic as it was in some spots.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was Thomas. There's a part where he's walking. He's one of the first guys to get shot.
Is he the one that his ankle was?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
If it wasn't him, it was what's his name? I don't remember.
I thought it may have been Grimes. I can't remember, but go ahead.
I really don't. Anyway, there was one kid. They were walking, fell behind. He tried to catch up. He twisted his ankle, so he ended up walking funny on his right ankle. And then by the time he got to where he was slowed down enough where they were giving him his warnings, so that was the whole thing. Is like as you're walking, if you slowed pace, they would give you a warning.
Yes.
And then you got one warning would go away every hour.
Yes.
So if you had 2 warnings, both of your warnings would go away after 2 hours if you didn't get another one.
Yep.
But you could not get more than 3 warnings. If you got 3 warnings and you got your final warning,
Mm-hmm.
you'd get your ticket, which
Yeah.
is basically checking out.
Yep.
So this guy rolled his ankle, ended up walking on his ankle funny, and then when he slowed down to where he couldn't keep up anymore, his like foot was completely turned sideways, and he was walking on like the bottom of his leg bone.
And it was nothing but just pure blue, purple, and red.
Yeah.
Like there was no skin color anymore. It was disgusting.
It was rough, and obviously he got his ticket because he couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
But some of the shots that from the shots, some of the shots of them actually, giving people their ticket, which is basically just killing them. They were a lot more graphic than I thought they'd be.
Yeah.
They really were.
Yeah. Well, one of the characters that I really enjoyed was Art.
Art was cool.
Yeah.
I liked Art.
And I like that. That's the thing I liked about this movie is none of the characters were the same.
Mm-mm.
They all had different personalities. Art was a Christian man.
Mm-hmm.
And
Different backgrounds and everything.
yeah, and that's not why I favored Art or nothing, but it was just I liked his persona in the movie. I liked how he was thinking of others, not just him.
Yeah.
And when it was time for him, I was so bummed.
It was rough because it was sad because he'd made it that far.
And didn't he? Was his nose bleeding or something?
Yeah, he started getting a nosebleed. And Stebbins was telling him, he was like, "That's like like a cerebral hemorrhage or something like that." And like Stebbins himself, he was the cocky guy. He even said he can feel his organs failing and all this kind of stuff. He said he'd never been sick, and then his allergies ended up getting the best of him.
But real quick, remember your thought.
Oh yeah,
you said Stebbins was the cocky guy. He was, but not. It wasn't arrogance like I'm better than everybody. Which you do find out why he is so hell bent on finishing,
and he had a good reason.
Yes,
he really did.
But I feel like he was just, I'm here to prove a point.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like he was a douche to everybody else. He was, as far as like, he didn't try to deliberately get somebody off. He stuck to his own self and he would speak his mind.
Well, when I say he was a douche, I meant.
Well, you never said he was a douche. You said he was.
He was douche-ish. But it was more or less like you had but you had Pete and Ray, who almost immediately started hitting off. Then you had Hank, who I really liked. Hank was really cool. I dug him. And then Art. Those were the 4 main guys in that little group. And then,
without getting canceled,
oh gosh,
you name the Asian guy, which his name is Ben Wang, his real name.
Yeah, in the movie he's Hank,
but you name him Hank. That's such a white person's name. I mean, seriously, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, Pete's name is Pete.
Well, I'm just saying though, but
Peter, but
yeah, but go ahead. Well, and the Native American guy was Parker, his last name. But go ahead.
But like those are the 4: Pete, Ray, Art, and Hank are the 4 guys that really hit it off and become actual friends. And through the whole movie, it's weird because you know there can only be one person to win.
Yeah.
But through the whole movie, they were keeping each other going.
Yeah.
And it just shows you like the over a couple of days how close they actually got.
I feel like that's one of the things you wouldn't be able to help not to get close to somebody because they've got the same goal and you know your life's on the line.
Yeah.
You know, and the one that almost there's always a character that you're like, man, I can't wait for him to fail. His character's name's Gary Barkovich,
Barkovich or something.
but I can't remember if they called him Gary, if they called him by his last name.
Well, by the end of it,
But
he was calling him killer.
But he was a prick to everybody.
Oh,
And
you could tell his main goal was to get people off of their game.
he was screwing with everybody's mind.
Yeah.
He had a strategy. But I will say, toward the end, I liked how his character was like, am I part of you guys? Am I
Yeah.
part? I really he wanted to be accepted.
Yeah.
But still part of me, when I was watching it, was like, is he playing with him?
I
Or
was
is he,
thinking the same thing.
yeah, I'm like, or is he meaning it, you know?
I was thinking the exact same thing.
So, somebody that I feel gets a lot of hate, and I don't know why. I think Judy Greer is a good actress.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought she did good in her role in this movie. Like, she was only in like 2 major scenes.
Yeah.
But I feel like she brings a lot of emotions to her scenes. And I love when Pete and, what's his name?
Right.
Ray. I love when they're talking and they're telling the stories of why they're doing it. And Ray's like, you know, my father was killed and he witnessed his father dying. And he was like, so it's just me and my mom. We're struggling. And he was like, I'm going to do this for me and my mom. Well, then he knew that his mom was going to be on the side. I can't remember what town or what stretch they were going to be in. But I believe it was Pete that told him, he was like, whatever you do, don't lose your focus.
Yeah, because if you stepped off of the road,
Yes.
no warning or whatsoever, you got your ticket.
And so they said that like about a quarter of a way through the movie. So now you're like, okay, you know it's fixing to happen. You know that, or you know it's going to be coming up.
Yep.
And I will say, when the scene happened and he sees his mom, and she's tearing up a little bit, and she's waving at him, and he's waving, and dude, all of a sudden when
I thought he was gonna do it.
yeah,
I really did.
he breaks loose and he books it toward her, and the way her reaction is, stop, and she's screaming and she's telling him she loves him, and he's crying. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody started cutting onions.
So the thing with Ray, I think we've gotten far enough in the story where we can spoil that part. The thing with Ray is he witnessed his father be murdered and shot by the major.
Yes.
I don't remember the exact reason. It's because his father was trying to rebel
Yeah.
or something against the major. But they give you a flashback of him, his dad, and his mom at their house. People come, like the military kind of police come in, they drag his dad out, and they shoot him out there in the street like a dog. So Ray wanted to join the walk to win, to get his wish. And for his one wish, he was going to wish for one of the carbines, which was one of the guns that the people following them on the tanks and the cars and the Humvees and stuff, that's what they were carrying.
Yeah.
His wish was to end, to do the best that he could to end the walk altogether.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to get rid of it completely.
Yeah.
And he said, my wish is not going to actually do it, but it's going to help. He was going to kill the major.
Mhm.
His goal was to get his carbine, wish for the carbine after he won the walk, shoot the major right there in the street.
Mm-hmm.
That was his wish. Pete had a similar wish, but not necessarily like killing the major. He wanted to do something to help people so they didn't have to do the walk.
Yes.
That he was going to do something to that aspect of it.
Yeah.
So, like, they both had the similar ideas of trying to help other people, but they were going to go about it completely different ways.
Yeah.
But it's a trip the closer you get to the end of the movie. It really is.
So let's talk about Hank.
Oh, Hank.
I liked his character.
I did too.
And it's the little stuff that he did, like when he had the chewing gum.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, when the chewing gum is done, so am I.
Yeah.
And man, he was another one that, I don't remember how many days they walked, but it was like the second day or something. And dude, he's just dragging. And he was quick on his feet as far as not his walking, but like his comebacks and his stuff. He was witty. He's the one to me that brought the humor to the atmosphere that is building. But man, when there's finally a point where he's just walking and he's just got his head hanging down, and they're like, "Come on, man," and that's what I like is that Pete's always like, "Come on, you got this," and then Ray's always like, "Come on, man, you got it," and then does his gum drop and just fall out?
I think so, if I remember right.
And as soon as his gum fell out, I was like, "Oh no!" Which I knew he wasn't gonna make the whole movie, but I was like, "Oh man!" But spoiler alert, his death scene was another one that he goes back to the tank. But what's BS about what they did to him is they were making an example of him. I'm like, really? Out of everybody, that's the one you make an example of?
Yeah.
And instead of just popping them and ending it like they were doing so many of the others,
He got a gut shot.
he got a gut shot, so he would bleed out, and he would suffer longer. And I've been told, I don't know if it's, I'm sure it is. I've been told by different police officers and stuff that a gut shot is one of the most painful ways of going because it lingers.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And dude, when they pop him and he's falling over, and Ray and Pete's like, "Why are they not killing him? Why are they not doing it?" And they're making an example of him, and you can hear him the whole time. I did it wrong. And I'm like, what did he do wrong?
Yeah.
Did you ever?
No idea.
So
I
I'm
have
like,
no idea what he meant.
yeah. So if you guys and gals, if y'all interpret that in a certain way, leave it in the comments and let us know, because that's another thing. I would love to hear the fan theories on was he not prepared enough? He feels like, what was it?
Well, another really heart-wrenching part of that, his death scene, was when Art ran back. Art was going through his warnings
Yeah.
to sit there and try and get Hank to get back up and go walk. He got to his third warning before, I think it was Ray, ended up going back and picking him up.
Yep.
And finally got Art to keep going.
Yeah.
But it is, again, that just goes to show you the connection that they built with each other through that whole thing. It's crazy.
Well, it's like me and my wife was watching it, and she didn't know anything about it either. Like I just put it on and started watching it. My wife's a TikToker. That's all she does is just keeps the phone right here in her face. And she me and her very rarely agree on a movie. And she started getting into it. And then there's scenes where the guys are pulling their pants down, crapping in the road. And she's like, "Can they not stop to sleep, eat?" No. I'm like, "No." I'm like, they just have to go.
And see, that was one of the things I wondered when they were walking through the night is like, they're getting tired. Well, there was multiple scenes where Ray would have a flashback, or he would like vision something else and then snap out of it and wake up. And the whole time he was technically asleep, and Pete was carrying him basically.
Yeah,
to keep him walking.
I loved that aspect that this dude is so tired he's walking and dreaming at the same time.
Yeah.
But like you said, if it wasn't for Pete, he wouldn't have.
Oh no, yeah.
But we already talked about Art, right? His death scene. A little bit of it.
Kind of. So he really started getting a nosebleed and all that kind of stuff, and he finally just kind of gave up. And they were Ray and Pete ended up basically just carrying him for a little bit because he was getting ready to give up, and they said, just keep going a little bit. And they were talking back and forth, and Art told him he had a cross around his neck, and he pulled the cross. He's like, "You do me a favor, give this to my grandmother." So they told him they would, and he was like, "Promise me one thing, whenever they do it, y'all won't look back."
Dude,
he didn't want him to look back when he was getting his ticket.
As soon as he said that, I went, ow. And
they didn't.
Great camera work.
Oh man, it was wonderful.
The camera was focused on Ray and Pete,
and
Stibbins, just like the camera's focused on us.
So it was like me and him or Ray and Pete. Stibbins was a couple of paces behind them.
Yes,
and then you've seen in the background, Art just in the middle of the road, and the cars and stuff coming up on them,
and
and you can see it in their eyes how bad they wanted to turn around.
Oh, absolutely.
But what was cool about it is they stayed focused, did not look back, but they made a point of showing Stibbins off to the side, looking back and watching.
Yes.
So like he was like he promised them, or he made them promise they wouldn't look back, and Stibbins was watching.
That's one of my favorite things in any film. I love that in cinematography where, I mean, you've talked about this. I love when a focus is on a character right in front of the screen. The camera's focused on them, but your attention is focused on what's going behind them. I love that.
Yeah.
Because that is just so, man, it's just so well done.
It gives you like, and what's cool about it is like he was in the background, but he was like right in between them.
Yes.
So your focal point, if you were looking dead at the center of the screen, you seen him, but then you were also looking at them at the same time.
Yeah.
And the look on their faces when that you could tell they wanted to turn around and they were getting upset, and it was powerful, man. It was really good.
So tell them why they called Gary the Killer. They started naming him the Killer.
So Gary Barkovich,
He looked like a hippie.
he really did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really did. Like I said, his whole thing was trying to get people off of their game. He was doing the mental mind games. So there was one kid that he started talking to, and he was like a very innocent looking little kid, you know.
Because one of them lied about their age.
I don't think it was him.
No, I think it was that Thomas guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he said he was 18, but one of the guys said, "Yeah, you can't be a day over 16."
Yeah.
So he started talking to this one kid and really started messing with him, getting under their skin. He started talking about his mom and all this kind of stuff.
He was trying to pick a fight.
Yeah, he was trying to pick a fight with him. But at the whole time he was doing that, I don't remember how he fell behind.
He tripped and fell,
Yeah.
and he got hurt.
Yeah. He tripped, fell, got hurt.
He went after Gary.
That's what it was. He slid.
Mm-hmm.
That was the guy that slid. So
Yeah.
he went after him. He slid, like road rash the side of his face up. Stayed down too long. They came up, popped him. And you could tell Gary kind of felt bad
Yeah.
because the whole time they were trying to tell, everybody was like, get up, get up. And then Gary was like, get up, man, get up. You know, he didn't want him, you know. Either he did and he started to feel bad about it, or
He wanted him out of the game. He didn't want to be the one to put him out of the game.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
he didn't want to get his hands dirty.
so then after that, Pete started calling Gary killer.
And
Every time he did, he got under his skin, boy.
What that's what I would say. When Pete would say, "Shut up, killer," or something, he was like, "I told you, don't call me
Don't
killer."
call me that. I'm not a killer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go on record and say there ain't a one weak performance in this film.
The cool thing about it is everybody's character was so different on their own aspect.
Yes.
They each played that part great.
Oh,
Even Parker. Parker, he didn't really say a whole lot in the first part of the movie. It wasn't until the numbers really started dwindling down.
yeah.
His death scene had some power to it. When he finally had enough, he went back, grabbed one of the guns from the guy, shot the army guy, so they shot him, and he's sitting there with the carbine right there in front of him. He's knelt over because they gut shot him. I'm assuming they were going to let him die the same way they let Hank die. But he sat there, and all of a sudden, he starts going into this Native American chant.
Oh, I know it.
And I was like,
Yes.
like, I don't know if you ever know, you know what a haka is? The Samoan thing where they're like,
Oh yeah.
that's what it, like, I kind of got the same feel from that. He was like, you could hear him. It was almost like he was praying.
I'm gonna tell you guys and gals right now. We're gonna pause on this review. If you've never heard a legit tribe do their native cry, their singing, I mean, their ritual, I suggest you do it.
There is some power.
We have went to a powwow in Oklahoma, and we normally go every September. And to see them in their actual get-up, playing the drums and doing their dances and their chants and stuff and their prayers, it's something.
There's power.
It's power.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
It really is.
All right, back to the movie.
But yeah, he's down on his knees. They're letting him suffer. The carbine's still in front of him. He does that chant, and then he picks the carbine up and he pulls the trigger on himself.
Yeah.
But man, it was like,
It's almost, to me, the way I took that is he was praying and kind of being like, "Forgive me for what I'm fixing to do," you know,
Yeah.
and all that. I mean, that's the way I would see it. But yeah,
he didn't
that
want
was
to suffer, so he was just like, if you ain't gonna do it, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you think we need to go ahead and get into the thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle?
Sure, why not?
I'm gonna let you go first since I'm gonna pull your little thing. Since you ain't never seen it, this is your first time watching it. Go ahead.
Before I do that, the end of the movie. So, through the whole movie, it's focused on Ray and Parker. They end up being the last two.
Yes.
They get to this big city, which is supposed to be like the final home stretch.
And Ray is out of his shoes.
Yeah.
His
He
feet-
lost his shoes, and he didn't want to. Somebody told him you'll exert more energy walking off balance, so he's barefoot.
Yes.
Um,
Well, he's got his socks
Well,
on,
socks
but
on, yeah.
they're bloody.
so they get to the city, and it's like coming up right on the end. Well, Pete tries to sacrifice himself. He basically just kneels down because there's a giant crowd around him now. He basically just kneels down, and he's gonna let Ray take the win.
Not to mention, the scene is very dramatic. It is pouring down rain in this
Yeah.
town,
And it's nighttime. All the only lights you have is street lights.
and they're yellow.
yeah.
I love it. Go ahead.
So he kneels down. Ray goes back, picks him up, and Pete's like, "No, just take this." And he's like, he finally talks him into walking. He gets him like shoulder to shoulder, like he's carrying him, and he's like, "Just keep going. We'll just keep going." And he finally does, and Ray lets him go.
Mm-hmm.
Ray lets him go. Pete keeps walking, doesn't think nothing about it. And Ray just stops, and he gives up. They shoot him, and I don't remember exactly what he said. Something about he couldn't do it or something like that. He said, "You'll have to do it. You'll have to end it," or something like that. So they kill Ray. The Major is the one that gives the final ticket.
Yep.
So the Major comes out, kills him. So not only did the Major kill his dad, the Major ended up killing him as well. So they turn back. Pete's distraught. He didn't want that to happen. That wasn't, he had his own little plan. So they come up to Pete wanting to know what his wish is. And and I love the shot. It's just Pete looking down off to the side, tears rolling down his cheeks, and you can see he's distraught, but you can see him thinking in his head. And I was like, he's fixing to ask for that carbine.
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, he asked for the carbine. And they were like, all right, we'll get you one. He was like, no, I want that one. I want
Yes.
to be able to give that one to my kid or,
Yep.
or something like that. And he was like, Major was like, give it to him. He ain't going to shoot nobody. He's just won all this, da-da-da-da-da. He grabs a carbine, points it at the Major, and he's sitting there trying to talk him down the whole time. And he's like,
Got to give the Major his props. He didn't. Oh,
yeah,
so He
yeah.
was just like, "You all right, son?
yeah.
You need to rethink." Like he
Yeah.
stayed calm.
But he had the gun pointed on him the whole time, and then he just goes, "This one's for Ray." Pow! Pops the Major.
And they can't do nothing about it.
No. So the only thing I didn't like was just how it ended. Like I liked that leading up to the end, but the ending of the movie, rolling the credits, is just Ray walking down, or Pete just walking down the road. I'm like, I want some story to it. I want to know what happened after.
I really, honestly, would have liked a scene. I'm glad you brought that up. Reason I say I was trying to get in our review because I want to bring this part up.
Okay, then you go first. Like I did that. You switch it.
I was hoping that it was going to show Ray getting his winnings, his money, and giving. Did I say Ray? I meant Pete.
Yeah.
Pete getting his money and whatever, and helping Ray's mother.
Yeah.
I really thought that would be nice. Like even if it was just him knocking on the door and handing her something, or her opening something from the mail. I was like, I just want to see, but it makes you want to see more.
Yeah. Well, and kind of to backtrack a little bit, after Hank died, they found out from one of the other guys that he was actually married. Hank was, and he had a wife. So the main 3 or 4, Parker was in it at this point. They made a pact to whoever wins, they would take care of Hank's wife.
Yeah.
And that's when, that was right as Gary was getting ready to do his little ending.
Yep.
So like that part of me is like the same way, seeing him take care of Ray's mom and then turn around and give it Hank's wife, But yeah, I just wish there was just a little more at the end of it, But,
Well, go ahead.
So yeah, like I said, I really dug the movie. I really did, because it was something different. It wasn't just the same. Oh, there's a killer. Oh, this is happening. All this. It wasn't. A lot of movies now are recycled ideas with different makeup on, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah.
This is something I've never seen before. Like, would have never thought the concept of a movie concept of people just walking down the road and getting shot would make almost a 2-hour movie, you know. But I dug it. I
If
really
it's
did.
done right.
If it's done right, I mean, it's Stephen King's book, so you know what kind of writer he is. But I definitely dug it. I will say the music really didn't stand out a whole lot to me, but there was enough going on, like talking back and forth and all this kind of stuff, where I don't think it really had to.
No.
I didn't feel like can't think of one spot in this whole movie that was boring, or when I found myself going, just kind of, trying to stay into it or something.
Yeah.
But the music just didn't stand out to me. It may when I watch it again, but no telling. I dug the cast. I dug everybody on the cast, even if they didn't have a huge role.
Yeah.
Like some of the kids or some of the guys that died early on in the walk, they weren't in it very long, but their characters had some kind of structure to them, and they had a part to play in it.
Yeah.
And they did a good job. They did a really good job. I thought Mark Hamill did a good job as the Major, even though he really didn't have a whole lot of screen time in it.
Right.
It was mainly just him talking, like over a loudspeaker or something.
A megaphone.
Megaphone. But I thought he did a good job in what his part was. Yeah. So I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. It's a definite watch. It's one of those ones that I can see myself buying so I could watch again. And I can. This is one of those ones like 6 months down the road. If somebody's like, man, I ain't watched that movie, I'm like, well, sit down and watch it.
Right.
I can watch it again. Yeah, so I give it a thumbs up. It's a definite watch. Add it to your collection. And I'm gonna give it a good B++.
Right on.
B++.
Yeah, I was hoping that we were going to watch it together.
Mhm.
And then when you were like, man, I got to find time, I was like,
Yeah.
you just watched it. So I liked the movie. I really did. I enjoyed the movie. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. The only negative I will say about it is it had a little bit too much language for me. It did keep my interest the entire time. I thought it was well paced. I'm just, if you have listened to our podcast, you know that I'm not a big fan of the language. But then again, I understand the setting that it's in. I mean, it's from boys and from 18 to grown men, and it's going to have language in it. But
It was excessive at times.
at times, but other than that, that's really the only negative I have.
Yeah.
But when you said something about the music, I feel like it didn't need the music because it almost felt just like somebody was walking around with a handheld camera watching these guys, and I thought it was good. I thought the scenes were good. Not scenes. I mean the like backgrounds and stuff. The way the cameras were shot. I love how every once in a while there was like a family that would sit on the side of the road and watch them go by just to see if they were going to make it. But overall, the casting was good. I thought everybody played their role really well, and I'll give this movie. I'm gonna give this movie a solid. I'll give it a solid B. I will say that.
For sure.
Yeah. If the language would have turned down a little bit, I probably gave it a B plus. But I'll give it a solid B.
Right on.
All right. Well, that is our review of The Long Walk. As always, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that little bell.
Clean my fingernail.
Give us a follow on all of our platforms, as far as we're on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you listen to podcasts, we're available. And our next episode will be one that I cannot wait.
Surprise for me.
No, it ain't. It shouldn't be. Evil Dead Burns.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It comes out next week.
Yes. We're going to try to go opening night. If we don't make it opening night, we're going to make it opening weekend at least. But yes, I am so ready for this film.
It's going to be a good one.
So,
It's gonna be good. I gotta watch Rise again before
Yeah.
just to.
Even though they're
refresh
probably
my
not even gonna,
memory.
even though they're probably not even gonna connect, it's just I can't wait. And then just to think, either next year or the year after, we're getting Evil Dead Wrath. So
Yeah, they're already filming it, aren't they?
yeah. So as always, remember we review the movies.
So you don't have to.
Promise me one thing.
Yeah.
Don't watch him do it. Okay, promise me. Promise me.
I promise.
Promise me.
I promise.